Hey, what's up, my little tattletales? How y'all doing today? Well, baby, if you are Kourtney Kardashian, you are not done setting the record straight. And guess what? I think I owe Kris Jenner an apology because I'll be honest with you. I saw Kris Jenner out there doing the electric slide while Kourtney was in the hospital, and I was like, something's not adding up. But apparently, Kourtney wants to let us know, baby, everything's adding up. And my mommy and my brother and my husband were there, okay? She said, now, we don't know if Kim and Khloe were there, but again, it was something very urgent and life-threatening to the life of her baby. So I'm sure there could only be so many people, and she didn't want people coming in and out. So they said Kourtney revealed on Instagram that she's recovering from urgent fetal surgery, which explains why her husband Travis Barker announced last week that he was postponing tour shows in Europe due to the family matter. Here's what Kourtney said out of her mouth. I will be forever grateful to my incredible doctors for saving our baby's life. I'm eternally grateful to my husband who rushed to my side from tour to be with me in the hospital and take care of me afterwards, my rock. And get this, Kris Jenner, I offer you an apology. Listen, a broken clock is right even twice a year, but honestly, thank God, because that was so off-brand to Kris. Again, I know Kim and Kourtney go back and forth. I know Khloe and Kourtney go back and forth. But Kris is usually like, she's super mom and the best manager too. Okay? So anyway, look, she says, and to my mom, thank you for holding my hand through this. So mommy was there and mommy was taking action. She said, as someone who has had 3 really easy pregnancies in the past, I wasn't prepared for the fear of rushing into urgent fetal surgery. I don't think anyone who hasn't been through a similar situation can begin to understand that feeling of fear. I have a whole new understanding and respect for the mamas who've had to fight for their babies while pregnant. She literally she said, praise be to God. Again, these doctors saved her baby's life. Let's get into it. She said, praise be to God. Okay. She also wants us to know that in addition to Kris holding her hand, that she's internally grateful. She said, I'm walking out of the hospital with my baby boy in my tummy and safe was the truest blessing. That also lets us know that Kourtney's due date was nowhere near September 1st. That means that she can't be 8 months pregnant. She's probably around 7 months pregnant. And we do know that the last month of pregnancy, if you guys don't know, pregnancy is about 40 weeks gestation. It's not really 9 months. It's usually 10 months, 40 weeks, right? It's basically just letting us know that she's about 7, maybe 7.5. And we know that last month of pregnancy is very, very vital to the fetus developing, to the organs growing, the brain, neural pathways. It's super, super difficult. Again, she is thanking God for the blessings. And you know what? Praise be. And it's so good that, we talk, we laugh, we drag. I know I do. It's just really heartening to know that Kris actually was there for her. Travis was right by her side. Khloe took Penelope out to the concert. So maybe this is a little bit of healing for the Kardashians. Remember when Kourtney said, it's fine. We all celebrate in the good times and the bad times. Nobody's around. Well, this was something that was life-threatening for the baby, and her mom was there holding her hand through it all. I will say this, okay? Does that mean that there's thawing on? Because there are reports that Kourtney did not want Kris Jenner's cameras in the birthing room. Why is that? Again, they said that if Kris came with cameras, she didn't want that because Kris wants to film it for the show. However, she said Kourtney and Travis can have editorial control. I do believe that because almost every birth has been filmed. She said she wanted Kourtney and Travis could have editorial control. People are saying because Kourtney wants her own spinoff, it looks like she got greenlit for her own spinoff and she's been filming for it. that they're like, absolutely not. We film for our own stuff or not at all, because we know what happened with that bitter falling out with Dolce & Gabbana. I will say one thing, Kris is so adept at like staying out of it, even though you're kind of the person that caused it in the first place. Like, you brokered the deal. You are Kourtney's manager, Kim's manager, but she's very good at being like, I'm just going to let the girls hash it out. And she taught them that it's business over everything. As you know, Kourtney's kind of divided because she doesn't see it as business over everything. However, since this falling out, I wonder if this means that Kourtney has actually kind of chilled out with all the stuff she was saying to Kris, and she's going to actually start playing a bigger role in the Kardashians. Because, it's like, it's times like this that remind you that it's like family over everything. I know the Kardashians are a really screwed up family from the outside looking in, but it is a dynamic that Kourtney grew up in over the years. Let's not forget, she's the oldest. She spent the most time with Kris. She knows Kris better than Kim, Khloe, all of them, because she saw it from the beginning, and she has the clearest idea of what the actual dynamics were in her parents' marriage and who her mom actually is. We know Kim idolizes Kris. Kourtney loves her mom, but she looks at her as like, okay, when it's my turn, I'm going to do things a little bit different. Hence, she prioritizes being a mom and family. She prioritizes everything. Now, that said, people say Kris was looking at Kourtney like, it's easy for you to prioritize, because when we were broke and I was out here hustling, right? There wasn't like, I got the money so that we can all sit back and now prioritize a healthier way of life. Okay, so that's how kind of like Kris is looking at that. And Kris is also like, this is great, you have money for your children, but why wouldn't you want to make the jump into generational wealth? Because if we can make this jump into generational wealth, there's nothing we can't do. You see them hanging out with Jeff Bezos, doing this and doing that. Again, I'm actually interested to see, now that this has happened, is Kourtney going to soften toward her family? I mean, I'll be real with you. I don't think she necessarily should, but again, you know how it is. Blood is thicker than water, and the ties that bind. You know what it is with the family. Half the time when you're mad about the things they do and how they are, it's because you are more like them than not. Again, Kourtney seems to have her head in the right direction. She has a man by her side. Her mom was by her side. So that's actually really heartening to know. And thank goodness the baby is okay. Because, baby, that was the exact, I know, that's really, really good news. So what do you guys think? Are you looking toward, like, do you think Kourtney's going to come on board with Kris's plan? Do you think she's going to start playing ball? Or do you think Kourtney and Kris were always super tight? And Kris, it's easy. For her, it's easy to separate when she has her mom mode or when she has her manager mode. And of course, she's always going to love her mommy, but Kourtney is still going to just pave her own path ahead. I'm really interested to see how this turns out. Anyway, y'all, let me know what you think in the comments. I'll talk to you later. Bye.